How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading while the price is going up or down. Tornado cash sanctions affirmed by federal court. Yes, we're starting backwards, but U.S. District Court Robert Pittman sided with the government on all of its claims and granted summary judgment on the case, affirming that OFAC is entitled to cite Tornado Cash under sanctions statutes. Tornado Cash users have said that this is unlawful and violates the First Amendment, arguing that this is denying the ability to engage in social valuable speech because they would have used Tornado Cash to make donations to important political and social causes that they otherwise say they would not have been able to, but they don't have any proof of that, the court's saying, so they're siding with OFAC and the government. Failure to state a claim, Gemini pushes to get SEC case dismissed. Gemini's lawyers assailed that the SEC's arguments that its interest-earning Gemini Earn program and a separate loan program qualify as sales to customers. Based on the SEC's assertion to date, they argued that the regulator cannot prove the case before court. They say, even assuming for sake that the argument that the SEC has described as security, it is not plausibly alleged that such security was ever sold or offered for sale by Gemini. They also continued to say that the SEC is just trying to use regulation by enforcement. So stick around tonight for the coins, because we got 2 additional coins from requests. But onto the charts. RSI is trying to bounce on our total, Stochastic's trying to bounce, our VWAP's trying to get a bit of a bounce, our Momentum's trying to get a bit of a bounce with a double green dot. We do have that symmetrical triangle, so we are trying to make a bounce off our support and push forward, but we are again rejected by resistance in the middle, around this 33.2 area. So if we get another rejection and pull away from there, we could see our breakdown, which could bring us even lower than before, which would be around this 24.8 zone, so which would be well below that Fibonacci zone. Over on our Bitcoin dominance, we are still pushing away from our flag, kind of getting the breakdown. Might not get the full breakdown, we're not really coming down too sharply. If tomorrow we make a bounce up, we may invalidate that. Our RSI is getting a little bit of a curl, Stochastic is falling down, our money flow has broken to the bearish territory, our VWAP is trying to push higher, and our momentum is trying to get a little bit of a curl up, since our VWAP's trying to go higher. But keep an eye on the VWAP. If it starts to curl away and makes a lower high, we could form a bearish trend, and we could start to fall lower. Over on Bitcoin futures, we do still have that gap. We're pretty flat today, didn't really go anywhere. Almost hard to find. RSI is trying to bounce, Stochastic wants to get a bullish cross. Our money flow wants to get bounced toward that neutral, and our VWAP wants to head up as well. Our momentum's trying to get a curl up as well, so we are seeing a little bit of positive signs and hopeful push up, but we're not really going too far right now off of anything. Over on Bitcoin, we are trying to get a little bit of a curl here. RSI is trying to head up. Our Stochastic's trying to head up. VWAP's trying to head up. Speaking of up, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button as well, and join us in the Discord with the link down below. Our Stochastic is trying to get a little bit of a round. Our VWAP is trying to head up, trying to break through that neutral. So if our VWAP heads through the neutral and gets some bullish trajectory, we could see a little bit of a bounce from here and go into the point control. Oops. Over on the 4 hour, we're still pretty flat, making that flag, so keep an eye out for that, as that could help bring us down. We do have a little bit of a bullish divergence forming here on price action. I wouldn't really call it much of a bullish divergence though. Our Stochastic's starting to round off, RSI is trying to head up, our VWAP is overall coming out. Money flows maintaining slight bullish trend, and our momentum's trying to come up as well. If that VWAP can get a strong bounce off that neutral like it's trying to, then we could see further upside. However, if we roll away, we could get rejected. Over on the 2 hour, we have a manipulation X that wanted to bring us down, wasn't too successful. Stochastic's trying to head up. RSI's trying to head up, getting a red dot, so it might start to curl away. Our momentum's starting to curl away. We do have a bullish divergence highlighting as our momentum's getting higher, even though price is pretty flat, so that could help propel us up. Our money flow is trying to round up. Our VWAP's trying to head up, so if our VWAP can maintain bullish strength, we could try to trend upwards. Over on the 1 hour, we're pretty flat here. Our stochastic's starting to round out, getting lower highs. RSI's starting to trend out. Momentum's starting to come out with a red dot. Our VWAP's breaking in the bearish territory. And our money flow's starting to get rejected. So if that money flow continues to get rejected, we could get that downside break. Over on graph, for the daily, we did get a little bit of a bounce the other day from our value area low, and we are currently trying to head to our point of control. RSI is trying to get a little bit of a curl. Our stochastic's trying to head up. Our VWAP is in the bullish territory, not very strong though, so watch out. If it rolls over, we could lose our strength. Our money flow is starting to reject away as well, so we do have some signs that we could get a rejection here. Over on the 4 hour, we are getting a little bit of a curl off. We do have an ascending triangle though that could try to push us up. However, if we push away from here, we could see that fail. Stochastic's getting a bearish divergence, about to push down. RSI is starting to lose strength. Our momentum's not that strong in the bullish territory. It does have a green dot, but our VWAP's struggling to maintain bullish strength. So if that VWAP flops over, we could see that momentum fall and we could get a rejection. Money flow is trying to maintain bullish strength, but everything else is looking a little wishy-washy. Over on the 2 hour, our momentum has a bearish divergence that wants to bring us down. Momentum's falling pretty sharply, but price isn't. Our stochastic's falling pretty sharply as well. RSI is pretty flat. Our money flow is overall tapering out. Our VWAP is rejecting away from that neutral, so we do have a little more bearish leaning indicators going on right now than bullish. Over on the 1 hour, our RSI is overall tapering out. Stochastic's overall tapering out and losing strength as a bearish cross. Money flow is overall coming out as well. And our momentum is coming down with the red dot as our VWAP's breaking into bearish territory. So overall, everything is more bearish looking on the 1 hour. If we continue this momentum to the downside, we could see further downside. Over on Anchor for the daily, really not going anywhere here either. Our stochastic's trying to head up. RSI is trying to head up. We are trying to get that push to that value area low for that micro channel. We have that value area low for the micro channel here. So we have the macro and the micro. Our momentum's trying to come up, VWAP's trying to head up. Our money flow overall is trending out, getting close to that neutral, so if it flips bearish, we could get another push to the downside and fill these wicks. Over on the 4 hour, we're kind of zigzagging, very similar to graph. Stochastic's pushing down, RSI wants to curl up. Our momentum's trying to get a green dot, but our VWAP's not very strong in the bullish territory. So if our VWAP rolls over, if I can get the words out, then we could push lower and we could get a rejection from here. Our money flow is trying to push higher. So if the money flow can get over that neutral and can gain bullish momentum, that VWAP could try to push higher and we may get a push up from here. However, if the money flow rejects away and the VWAP rejects away, we could see further downside. Over on the 2 hour, RSI is trying to head up, stochastic's overall falling out, momentum's coming down, and money flow's pretty flat. Our VWAP is in the bullish territory, wants to break to the upside, but it's kind of struggling here. So if it rolls over, we could see another leg down. However, if we do manage to gain some strength on these lower time frames, then we could get a push up. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a reversal arrow pushing, so watch out for that reversal arrow as that could push us lower. RSI is starting to kind of taper off, stochastic's starting to round out. money flow starting to come out, our momentum's starting to round off, our VWAP's very flat, so our indicators do look like they could break to the bearish side from here. So just keep that in mind. Over on XRP for the daily, we are trying to break through our resistance at 54, so that is good. We did try to break this Fibonacci level, we got rejected. We have a little bit of a wick here, but we are continuing bullish momentum. If we can continue with another green candle, we could confirm above this zone and reclaim it. RSI is trying to head up, VWAP's trying to head up, Stochastic wants to make a move up. Our money flow is somewhat trending out, so I keep an eye on that. Our momentum wants to get a double green dot, curl up. Over on the 4 hour, we are kind of zigzagging around this resistance area. So each time we hit it, we are making it weaker, so we could end up breaking it. Our stochastic's starting to come down, keep an eye on that. RSI is starting to come out. Momentum's starting to lose strength as our VWAP's starting to come down. If that VWAP breaks to the bearish side, we would get a rejection from here. The money flow is trying to get a bullish trend, so if the money flow can flip bullish, that could help push the VWAP up, and we could get a snap back up if we do fall a little bit. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic wants to get a little bit of a bullish cross here. Our RSI is starting to round off. Our momentum is starting to come out. Money flow is zigzagging around, so it doesn't know if it wants to have a bullish or bearish trend. I'm leaning a little more bearish, as that VWAP is in the bearish territory, and our other indicators are currently coming out. But if we get a couple green candles, we could confirm above this and flip it to support. If we do flip it to support, then our next zone would be that 5-7, and if we can break through that 5-7, we could reclaim this lost 6th zone and then trend even higher. RSI is starting to taper out. Momentum's starting to come out even though we're pushing higher, so keep an eye on that as that could set up a bearish divergence. Stochastic's coming out, our money flow is starting to come away, and our VWAP is in the bearish territory, wants to go bullish, but it looks like it's struggling, so if we get a rejection from here again, we could set up for the bearish momentum. Over on Algo, like I said, just stay tuned, we have 2 more coins. RSI is starting to taper off, Stochastic's trying to head up, our VWAP wants to bounce up, but it's starting to taper off, so keep an eye on that VWAP. If it tapers off here, we could set up more bearish momentum. That money flow is still coming out, and that momentum wanted to round, but it's starting to lean down, so keep an eye on that as well. Over on the 4 hour, we're pretty flat here. We do have somewhat of the same pattern going on with the triangle though. Stochastic wants to come out with a bearish divergence. Our RSI wants to bounce. Money flow wants to head up. Our VWAP wants to head up. Our momentum wants to break through that neutral. So if our momentum can push with that VWAP, we could set some bullish momentum. However, if we get a rejection here, we could set some bearish momentum and see this wick fill. Over on the 2 hour, our momentum's getting lower highs and struggling to maintain bullish momentum. VWAP is starting to struggle as well, so keep an eye on that. Our stochastic does have a bullish cross, so that could help push us up. RSI is kind of losing strength, so keep an eye on that. Our money flow does want to push up, so we are trying to get a bullish trend, much like everything else. But if we push away, we could continue bearish action, just like almost everything else tonight. Stochastic's starting to push away. RSI is starting to push away with it. Our momentum's starting to curl off. This is on the 1 hour. Our VWAP's starting to round away, and money flow is rejecting to the bearish side pretty sharply. So if that continues, we could set up another leg down. So first requested coin was Doge. Oh, guess we get a little meme there too with it. So that's a little surprise for us there. I didn't know that was going to happen. RSI is trying to taper off. Stochastic's trying to come up. Our VWAP is trying to break through. Our money flow is starting to taper off. Our momentum's starting to get a double green dot. That could be because I believe the meme dog did pass away today. So, condolences to the dog. But we do have Manipulation X starting to push us away on the 4 hour. Stochastic pushing away. RSI is starting to taper off. Our momentum's starting to get a red dot, and that VWAP could push us away with that momentum. So we may get a little bit of a rejection here. Our money flow is starting to trend out on the 4 hour. So I would keep an eye on the next few candles. If they get more red candles, we could see a rejection from here. Over on the 2 hour, Doge is another, it's a meme coin, just keep that in mind. Meme coins tend to depend on a lot of hype. This coin in specific tends to depend on what Elon Musk says, so if he says something about Doge tomorrow and we're falling, that could invalidate all technical analysis on it. Meme coins are kind of weird. Stochastic is pushing down, RSI is trying to push down, our momentum's coming out. Our money flow is getting a little bit of a rejection, riding under that neutral. So if our money flow doesn't flip bullish, we could see another leg down. Our VWAP is trending up, but trying to kind of struggle under that neutral. So again, if it doesn't get some momentum to the upside, we could see a rejection. Over on the 1 hour, Stochastic is pushing out, RSI is pushing out, that money flow is breaking to the bearish side. VWAP's falling to the bearish side, our momentum has a red dot and is falling out. So overall, it looks like we could get a rejection right here. If we continue this bearish money flow, we could set up a bearish leg down, so keep an eye on that. And now for our last surprise coin of the night, it's SHIB. So, guess everyone wants to look at meme coins, that could be good, as when meme coins start to get popular, that's when you tend to see retail coming in. RSI is starting to fall, Stochastic wants to bounce, and money flow wants to taper out. Our VWAP is trying to come away from that neutral, and our momentum is trying to trend in the bearish territory. So if that VWAP doesn't pick up, we could push away from here. Over on the 4 hour, we are testing the support area. Oop, jumped around, right back there. Stochastic's coming out, wants to round up. RSI is trying to come up, that money flow wants to get a break up with the VWAP and the momentum, they're all kind of going in tandem. If they can flip bullish, we could get a push up from here, and we could form some side like sideways slanted like goofy W, double bottom, that could push us up. But it does look a little more sloppy than our other coins and looks a little more like we could reject away. Just because this was some sort of a bullish trend and we broke down from it. RSI is pushing away, Stochastic could start to curl away, VWAP could round out, money flow is setting up bearish momentum. That momentum does have a green dot, and a double green dot because that VWAP wants to push bullish. So if we can get some green candles to push us up from here, we could get a leg up. However, if we continue with the red candles, we could get suppressed and see these wicks fill. Over on the 1 hour, Stochastic starting to push away, RSI is starting to push away, that VWAP starting to get a rejection, money flow is trending out, and that momentum could start to reject away. So overall, we look like we could reject away if we're not careful here as well. Thank you for watching tonight's video. Hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.